jump into this here. 450 race recap brought to you by our friends at Worx. Always well hung, just like Justin Barsha. Make sure to check them out for all your exterior modification needs.
Yep.
Links in the description down below. Schedule your appointment with them. Springtime is busy.
Gutters are flowing.
Gutters are flowing. All right, so Mookie got her done.
You know who needs gutter works?
Who?
Every fan in the stands after that emotional win right there. I'm gonna need some gutters to let it drain.
Yep.
If there's anybody out there that's not happy for Malcolm Stewart in this whole situation, go crawl under a rock.
I don't know who it is. For being real honest, I don't know who it is.
Look, man, that for me, and I've been a fan of the sport since I was 3-4 years old. Like, I've seen a lot of racing, and that was probably the coolest win I've ever seen.
Was there a point there that you thought he wasn't? Because the way I saw the race, okay, and I know everybody sees it differently. He was catching him, then he kind of wasn't, and I was like, oh, okay, never mind. He's just going to settle in and get second. And then all of a sudden it was like he was there, and I was just like, whoa, what happened?
Yeah, it's one thing if it was like a fluke win. I mean, I like I told you, I was sitting in the chicken coop, sitting at the club, and Emily texts me, and it's like the winner thing, Malcolm Stewart, and I'm like, what the fuck happened? Everybody must have crashed. Like, and basically everybody did, but
yeah.
Even without those crashes, Malcolm Stewart was the fastest guy.
Yeah.
He could have ran those laps all night.
I was going to say.
The whoops, like, people are like, oh, I didn't ban the whoops or whatever. That right there is why you need the whoops, because he was a lead in them, and it separated him from everybody else.
Dude, the whoop speed itself was incredible. When they put that up, and it was like he was the faster than
He's
everybody.
Like making a second up in that section.
By over a second. I was just like, that's unbelievable.
Well, where it starts, and this is very Cooper Webbish, everybody was going roll 2-2 into the whoops.
Yes.
Malcolm Stewart, inside, double,
2,
triple.
3, yeah.
Goes way up in the air, can take a deep breath. He can shift into fourth in the air.
Yep.
Has plenty of time to do it. Lands and just steady gas all the way through.
Yep.
And, dude, why nobody else caught up on that? I don't know. You would think Webb. I think Webb did coming through the pack.
I'm going to say
picked up
Webb
on it.
probably did.
He picked up on it, but, dude, if you're good in the whoops, that's what it can do for you. And Malcolm Stewart came from 7th, 8th, like, through the pack.
Yeah. Yeah.
He passed some really good guys.
Yep.
All in the same spot.
100%.
Like, he went around Ken Roxon like he was standing still. Before Kenny had his issues.
Yes.
Went around Jason Anderson like Jason Anderson was eating a hot dog. And, dude, just kept motoring. It was great.
Yep.
And, yeah, like the post-race thing, big fan of that. Like, following him around with the camera. His dad, brother in the booth.
Yep.
Hometown. You can't write up a better story.
Nope.
And 32 years old.
Old guys rule. VRM.
VRM, baby. VRM. The 250 class was VRM.
Yep.
VRM too. But, damn, Malcolm Stewart, it's really cool. Now the big question I have is, what does this do for his confidence and momentum?
Do you think it's like a Plessinger thing like last year? Like he has a few rounds here that are really good, but then you're going to have Webb and Coop here are going to be kind of the guys still.
Webb and Coop?
Webb and Chase.
That's the same guy, dude.
Webb and Chase, sorry. Webb and Chase.
I don't know, man.
Because that's the way I could see it going here. Is like he has a few good rounds because momentum's high.
See, I have questions because I don't know if this year's different. Because last year he was struggling with the knee, right?
Yeah.
And everybody said last year he was hauling in the offseason, looked really, really good, but he just made it through the season, did what he had to do. And then this year comes in, and I think he was ready to rock. He was motivated. He was ready to uncork it all. Broken ribs first round.
Yeah.
So is this the guy we were supposed to see at Anaheim 1? Finally showing up. He's healed. He's healthy. Jets out. Everybody got a burst of confidence with him leaving. I don't care what anybody says.
Oh, no. That was a big thing this week.
Yeah, I think it would be awesome for the sport if he can keep it rolling. Can he? That's the big question right now.
Yeah.
But either way, this will be remembered for a long time.
Yeah. And I guess we could talk about that, too, because we talked last week, we didn't know, but Jet out for the season there, torn ACL, getting it redone, already in recovery. I saw a picture or something.
I saw him laying there with some
red light therapy going on in his chick and stuff. Yeah. So, now everybody's talking, wondering, is he going to make it back for Paula? Being the resident knee guy of this podcast, the only guy on this podcast between all of us who's had a knee issue and had it fixed, yeah, he'll be there for Paula. I know Lars with Honda, he's kind of downplaying it, like, oh, we don't really know. He'll be there for Paula.
We'll see.
He'll be there. I would be super duper surprised. I mean, you were talking to Savachi on X or something like that?
No.
Or did...
About what?
Him coming back from his knee thing.
Oh, there's a screenshot or something. He said there's no chance.
What do you mean?
He said that he won't be back for Paula, I believe, right?
No, he said he could because he came back in 9 weeks.
Oh, because he had a fill-in ride. He had no choice but to come back.
Yeah.
My whole thing with that is if his back was against the wall and he wasn't locked up in a contract or anything, yes, he'd be back guaranteed.
Yeah.
But as young as he is and the potential he has, is it worth rushing back, or is he gonna do a few rounds, get in for SMX, win another milli?
Well, he's in for SMX already because he won.
But he's in for the LCQ.
LCQs. That's the only thing where I'm like, okay, he's gonna want
he ain't gonna want to be in the LCQ.
No, they're gonna want he's not going to, and they're not gonna want him racing those LCQs. They're gonna want him back to get some points to be able to. The real key is like, what do the points look like? How many rounds does he really have to do? You know?
Yeah. So I could see that happening.
Like, I mean, he'll be back for outdoors without a question. He's coming. He's coming back for outdoors.
How about all the behind the scenes bullshit? I know we're getting off. We might as well talk Jet because he's still a talking point.
Yeah. That's
get
what
back
we're
to Mookie and then go to second place. But I mean, all the behind the scenes shit too. Does that get cleaned up? All that?
There's no way that gets cleaned up before his knee will be healed before that's cleaned up. Okay. It just takes too long in court, man.
That's what I mean.
It takes too long in court, and it doesn't sound like this is somebody just laying down here with Lucas Myrtle saying, "Oh yeah, sorry, you caught me," whatever. So it sounds like there's a lot more to it, a lot deeper. It keeps getting deeper every time I hear a new story about it. So that'll be a thing. That'll probably be a thing next year too. Who knows? But I just don't see him not like the only way we don't see him in outdoors is either A, if he has a major complication, or B, if they're like, yeah, don't worry about it, we're just gonna write the whole year off, and he doesn't want to race SMX or anything.
I think it all just depends on where he's at mentally.
Yeah.
You could already tell. It looked like he was feeling the pressure.
See, everybody says that, and I thought he looked so much better than he did when they did those media days and stuff.
I'll take this from our fellow media member, Chris.
Yeah.
Pixie.
Oh, boy. Oh, boy, he used a term there that not a lot of people are going to agree with.
Well, he's big on body language and stuff like that, which I agree with to a certain extent. So if you look at Jet on the podium or any of the other stuff, like he's pretty serious or whatever. He's sitting there talking about his knee, and he looked really relaxed and smiley. Like, fuck yeah, I get a little bit of a break.
Yeah, which is really weird because it's like, oh, I get a little bit of a break, bro. You were hurt last year, or you were hurt for outdoors.
Well, man, fuck it.
Yeah, I mean,
he's still getting you imagine? I don't know. This is kind of fucked up to say, but I'd blow out a knee to sit there and fucking collect a check for fucking $30,000 a month.
Yeah, I guess that's. I mean, yeah, I guess that's not bad. Yeah, because there's no way Honda's enacting a injury clause on him. He's signed for 5 years, from what I understand, so that's fine. So yeah, like you said, he's locked in there.
5 years?
I don't know if it was a tandem deal or not.
I think those two need to go separate.
Well, I don't know.
Anyway, continue.
But anyway, so yeah. I mean, I don't think they're pressing it because they want him there. So, which is ironic too, because if we start. And we'll go a little tinfoil hatty here, because if you start reading between the lines with like Lars' interview there on Race Day Live and stuff, talking about it, a little bit of the stuff that we've heard through the grapevine about him not being happy or whatever, then you start seeing like Lars being like, yeah, just take the whole year off, we don't care, like deal, because we want to keep him here, long term, because I think if what we're hearing behind the scenes is true, which is
seems to be that way.
Pretty burnt already. They know if they rush him back and keep forcing him, because he is the guy, we might see him exit stage left early here before that 5-year contract's even fulfilled. Right. So I don't know. This is a weird spot to be in.
Like, it's very everybody. No matter what it is, you need to change the scenery. I think a 5-year long-term contract is bad news.
Yeah, I mean, don't get me wrong. I'm sure it's a shitload of money, guaranteed for sure.
Well, here's my other thing with it too.
I'd love to know if it's like Ricky deal, right? Like, oh, we get this much, but there's no race win bonus or anything,
I think it hurts him a little bit as far as his legacy as well, staying on one brand. My reason being, you look at all the greats. You look at Eli, you look at Jeremy McGrath, you look at Ricky Carmichael. They all went to multiple brands and won on every single one of them.
Yeah, okay, so here's the only
thing. So they adapt. They went on a new brand. Villopoto's the only guy.
Here's the only thing, though. Who's to say he won't get another brand? Even at a 5-year deal, he's going to be 26, 27.
I don't know.
So, and there's a lot of talk right now about people switching and, it invigorated my career. Look at Tomac, look at Webb, look at all that kind of stuff. So I don't know that was something that would make it completely off the table.
Getting fucking cooked.
Maybe. We'll see. It depends. If he takes a whole year off here, that might uncook you enough. It'll be interesting to see, and we'll have to mark this. Be interesting to see when we come back at the end of the year, if he does take the whole year off, what's the chatter about him like? As far as
if he just gets out of the spotlight and just basically disappears off the face of the earth.
Yeah, but then then it turns into, though, when he does come back, okay, the spotlight's going to be on you
again,
tenfold. Like, no matter what, at this point with the career you've had so far and everything, like, the spotlight's going to be on you when you come back, bro.
Well, that just comes along with what you built for yourself, and you got to learn how to deal with it.
Yep.
So
it is crazy. At 21, though, he built a thing that is so big and so crazy.
Think of Bieber.
Oh, I know. I know
all those celebrities and stuff.
Yeah.
So, and he ain't even close to. I mean,
no.
he can go to dinner and not get a camera in his face.
Yeah.
And, he can go drive around in Florida and nobody knows who the fuck he is.
Yeah.
He just gets out of a calling in and people think he's a trust fund baby.
Yep.
So.
Interesting. All right. Anyway, back to results here. Anything else about Mookie? I mean, like I said, everybody's happy.
Dude, super cool.
I think the confidence carries, and we'll see. We'll see.
We'll see some more.
We're going to Detroit, so.
I mean, people forget his first year on that Husky, he was second in points.
Yeah.
And was riding really well. Had quite a few podiums, I believe, right?
Let's see here.
Let's look at that.
Oh, I'm trying to do touchscreen because I'm used to the iPad. It's on the computer. What an idiot. Fucking moron. All right.
I think he had multiple podiums that year. Got second in points. And then the knee. But man, I could see him with the field. With the field kind of going the direction it's going, I think he could step up and be a podium guy.
Yeah, he did have 3 podiums that year in 22.
3? Yep. Second in points.
Yep.
So, if the whoop speed's back, it looked like they figured the bike out as much as we shit on him in the whoops with that bike.
Yeah, no,
he made sure to let everybody know on the podium, too.
Oh, yeah.
He said the Stewart's got the speed back, baby.
Whoop speed. So,
dude, did you watch the post race part where they interviewed him and his dad and all that kind of stuff?
Yeah, yeah.
Dude, I wanted to make a meme or cut it where he's like, "We hungry." I wanted to clip it to the Fast and Furious where
yeah.
Paul Walker's like,
"Pockets ain't empty.
Pockets ain't empty, cuh."
Oh man,
maybe I'll do that. Maybe I'll get savvy and do that.
All right, Cooper Webb, second place.
He looked pissed on the podium though.
That was a Cooper Webb track. Yeah, because that was a Cooper Webb track, man.
Yeah.
And like I called it in qualifying, he should have won that damn race.
I will comment this too. It looked like you went to the Christian Craig whoop school. He looked pretty good in a couple passes I saw through the whoop.
So some interesting insights into that.
Let's go.
So there's a very big dichotomy, obviously, between him and Justin Cooper in the whoops, right?
Yeah.
So from what I understand, the whoops at the goat farm are better jumpers.
Mm-hmm.
And Justin Cooper likes jumping whoops now. So at the goat farm, he jumps whoops, smokes them all week.
And is faster
Just
than everybody.
smokes everybody all week. Then you get to the racetrack and for the weekend, and jumping is not the move. So Webb literally said, I don't care what's happening. We are setting this bike up to skim whoops. So his bike is set up to skim whoops. He, at the goat farm, literally takes beatings all day, every day, riding with J. Coop, skimming whoops. Just gets clobbered, I guess.
Again, pay your dues.
And Look
what happened.
But then, like I said, you get to the weekend, and skimming's where it's at. And then we'll
dues.
get to Justin Cooper in a little bit, but that's a whole other
with that being
issue.
said, I can't wait to see him on a track that does break down. Justin Cooper will be dangerous.
Yeah. Yeah.
But we ain't there yet.
Dude, Cooper Webb just gotta be rubbing his hands together RV style. I mean, you've got, in over the course of 7 days, the guy is gone. Another one of the guys is gone. And the third guy just proved that he hasn't fixed himself like we all thought he did.
Yeah.
So, who's left? Him.
He's in the fucking wheelhouse. He don't crack.
He's in the wheelhouse, second in points, 5 down.
We ain't even East yet.
No. That was the first East round.
Mm-hmm.
Where they're
in trouble.
They're in big trouble.
I think they're in trouble.
They're in big trouble. I thought it was going to be cool with Tomac and him and Chase, and we'll get to Tomac and Chase here coming up, but he's the guy now, in my opinion.
Yeah, and we all counted him out like dickheads, like we always do.
Now, don't get me wrong.
I told you, though, I was like, don't count that man out. You
can't ever, but don't get me wrong, too. With as crazy as everything is, and this isn't unforeseen as far as like the craziness in the first 5 rounds. We saw this last year, right? AP had the red plate. He won a race. He was getting podiums, like whatever. So this isn't like super duper unseen. But, I mean, dude, Webb could ragdoll on the first lap next weekend. Kenny wins. Yeah. All of a sudden, Kenny's back 3 points down because Chase melts down or something. 18.
Yeah, but the thing is I don't see Webb doing that.
I don't either.
He did it one time off the Dragon's back, but he was at a Triple Crown.
But I've seen weirder things happen. Look at Eli Tomac yesterday.
Dude.
Eli Tomac yesterday. Jet last week. I mean, we're talking about these guys aren't even crashing. They're not going down. They're not ragdolling. They drag their feet.
And they're getting hurt.
Yep. So
they're going so fast.
Yeah. Yeah. Jason Anderson, 3rd place. Talk about another weird effing race. Looks like he's going right to the front. High top fade. And then all of a sudden he's back.
Dude,
what the fuck?
Anderson, I mean, he admitted it. He's like, I was a 5th place guy.
Yeah.
I was just there. But I don't know. I don't think Anderson can go to the next level. Anderson's always talked about, at least recently, talking about how those guys all just rose their level.
Yeah.
In 2022, we were all on the equal playing field, and I could run with those guys.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I can't.
Yep.
And I don't think he can step up and go with them.
I don't think so either. He's solid, and don't get me wrong. If he doesn't,
I mean, he's got 3 podiums on the year. That's pretty impressive.
If he doesn't have,
it's either podium, 8th, podium, 8th, podium. So if I'm a betting man, he's probably going to be my wild card in Detroit
for 8th place.
Yeah.
I mean, my thing is like, if you don't have an issue having these off nights, or if you're Chad Reed, right, and you're like, look, I can get into the main, I can keep racing, keep getting paid, keep going. Yeah. Who cares? Yeah. I think he wants, what do you say, 2 or 3 more years?
Yeah.
Till his kid gets to school age there?
But I think it's, like I told you, I don't think it's enough to be a factory guy with the talent that's in the pipe. Unless he goes to a Triumph or a startup team that nobody really has faith in.
But then again, too, man.
But look, he's 3 podiums.
With the 450s here, these guys are like, put him on, because he can get podiums any night. He could win a race.
I mean, it also depends on how his contract's built.
Yeah.
Say he's on like an incentive-based contract renewal kind of thing.
Yeah.
I mean, 3 podiums is looking pretty good at a renewal. Most guys are probably 5, 6 podiums, and he's already got 3.
Yeah. Yeah.
And the field's thin.
Yeah.
It just, I think we go to Detroit, depending on how the dirt is. If it's hard packed and kind of slick, I think we'll see him up front again.
Probably.
So,
but I don't think it's going to be that way.
Yeah.
It's been way too wet and way too cold here.
Been weird.
It's going to be, I think it's going to be soft. We're going to see Indy style.
Really?
Unless, when was Monster Jam? Was that last week?
I think so. Monster Jam's been in the building already.
Yeah, let's look it up here.
I'll look up a YouTube video of Monster Jam, see how the dirt looked. But, I don't know. Hit a lit kit on last night at least.
You think so?
I thought it looked pretty good. With the green, the gray, and the whole deal.
February 22nd. No, it's the week after.
Ah.
Oh, yeah. So it's going to be softer than fuck this week.
Think so?
Yep.
I don't know. We'll see.
Dude.
We'll see.
100%. Justin Cooper, 4th place. That was just an advantageous thing. Again, like we talked about a little bit ago here, he refuses to skim whoops.
Hey, but look at this. It was risk versus reward. He did what he was comfortable with. One guy weeded it in the whoops, got a position. He made it to 4th.
But how long does Star's not the team to be like, yeah, man, just whatever you're comfortable with?
I think they are as long as he puts results on the board. What other Star guy was in the top 5 last night?
But let me ask you this: how cool are they going to be with it? Because like his
I'm an idiot. Cooper Webb was in the top 5, so
yeah, I was going to say his results haven't been. I mean, you're talking 4th, 13th, 6th, okay, 11th, and 7th.
A little all over the map, but
I mean, 4th is good, but that's like that to me, I guess, still is like top. So that 4 through 8 range, I guess, is really where I see him, to be honest. So I guess it's not been terrible. But
I just want to see him if Detroit does break down this week.
Yeah.
And see how the whoops do play a factor with you hearing that.
Yep. Yeah.
So that'll be interesting.
Time did the doors open on Saturday?
8 a.m., baby.
Okay. Early day.
That's why I'm going Friday night.
Yeah, well, me too. Trust me. As soon as they're done with their school on Friday, we're dropping the kid off at her mom's house and we're on the road. So we'll see. Chase Sexton, 5th place. Now, supposedly when he crashed, fucked up the throttle and the brake.
You could see the brake lever was
Yeah.
way up.
Okay.
I mean, I thought I was watching the same race from 2 years ago. He was out front on the Honda, did the same exact crash in the whoops.
The ironic thing about this is we all kind of were talking like, oh, he fixed himself, right? Doesn't panic, doesn't do anything. He panicked last night.
He was like, how
panicked.
the fuck is Malcolm Stewart catching me?
He straight
No disrespect
panicked.
to Malcolm, but
no, that's
he was
exactly
like, why the fuck is this guy catching me?
And here's the thing: if he didn't fix that, that's an issue because especially as we go east, we all know what Cooper Webb's like. He will track you down late.
Oh yeah.
And if you do this, biff it, and end up not being able to recover, or the bike gets jacked up or whatever, and you end up 5th, 6th, whatever after you've led 15 minutes of a 20-minute moto, that's a problem.
Dude, it was weird. He was gone.
He was gone.
He should have been gone.
Well, that's what I said. I thought Mookie'd settled in there, and then I don't feel like Mookie put a push in. All of a sudden, Chase was just there. And it was like, what's happening?
I think he's making up a second a lap in the whoops. 6 laps, you make up 6 seconds.
That was...
Like,
yeah, but the meltdown after... I know the front brake...
The meltdown after, I think, was the bike. Obviously the bike.
I don't know, man.
When he looked like he was SJOing through the whoops.
It's not a good look, though.
No?
It's not a good look.
No, I think maybe one of the KTM executives put a banana peel in the whoops so they didn't have to pay a bonus out.
This is just one of those things I think we just got to keep an eye on here because, like I said, if he has more issues like this is going to turn into a big, big problem.
I agree. It looked very, very Honda Chase-ish.
Yes.
Number 23-ish.
Yep. Justin Barsha, 6th place.
Just quietly hanging in there, you know.
Just okay. Joey Savacci, 7th.
Hey, he's getting closer to the podium. If he gets a podium, I'm gonna look like a fucking genius, bro.
They said that he almost went home. He almost texted his wife and was just like, I'm coming home last week because he was just so distraught with how bad he was riding.
Really?
Yeah. But he said they worked on some settings this week, got the bike a little bit better, and here we are, you know. So
look, I thought this was gonna be super good for him, but I think I'm almost on this thing where he's just a Kawasaki guy. Where he knew that bike inside out and that chassis, and whenever he rode one, he was good.
I don't know. it's an ongoing investigation here. We'll see as we move along. If they did fix some settings on that bike, because, like, man, we've talked about this. He was so much closer to those guys in WSX than what he's been here.
Well, also you look at WSX, though, they may have gotten good at setting that bike up for some tight turning stuff.
Yeah, it could be, too.
You know, more of an arena cross setting. Like, if you maybe put him in with Vince Freeze or something, that bike probably worked good.
Maybe. AP, 8th place. Okay.
I think this is just who he is.
Yep.
Who he is.
Shane, 9th place.
Hey,
ready
Shane
to go for
Sims,
podiums
baby.
now.
Hey, if it rains, he's winning.
If it rains, he's winning. Justin Hill, 10th place.
Dude, Officer Hill.
Hill.
He was not stuffing, but he was out there cuffing.
He, so
I
next
thought he
week
was
should be on the box.
I thought we were going to get a stuff somewhere. Who'd he go to the inside of?
Oh, man, I knew you were going to ask me this, and I can't think
I
of
was
it
watching
now.
it. I was like, I hope he stuffs him so I can drop it on the show.
Confident stuffing, baby.
But, no, Officer Hill. We'll just see what happens.
Mitchell Oldenburg, 11th, takes Kenny out on the start of the heat race, and then avoids getting yelled at because Kenny can't determine which beta is which. So he goes and yells at Benny.
For Kenny.
Rough night for Kenny.
Yeah.
Goes and yells at Benny, then has to go back and apologize to Benny because it was not Benny. And I didn't think there was anything wrong with it. I mean, they were as far inside as they could be. Could he have shut off? Yeah, but what are you going to do? You're just going to shut off and be like, oh, sorry, it's just not my thing?
I think it's racing, but Kenny's thing was probably like, this is the 450 class, you dipshits. We can all be patient.
Yeah, I'd love to know what he said.
Well, if we had GoPros on the, Kenny was a GoPro guy, we probably would have got the audio.
Well, Benny said that he was yelling at him, and Benny's like, I was so confused. And then I looked at him and was like, you got the wrong fucking beta, buddy. And then
what did he say?
Yeah, I don't. It's like he just rode off, and then like I said, then Kenny went back, watched the thing, realized it wasn't Benny, and then went and apologized to Benny.
At least he went and apologized.
Yeah, on the start line for the main.
At least he apologized.
Yes. Colt Nichols, 12th.
A little better. Still hates the Suzuki, probably.
I mean, okay. Benny, 13th. Okay. A-Rod made the main again. 14th.
That boot camp, he's starting to peak.
2-day boot camp here. We're going to peak mid-season.
He's starting to peak.
Chiz, 15th.
There goes my hero.
Yeah.
I thought that was cool that they put him in opening ceremonies in the hometown.
Yeah, 100%.
I thought that was super cool.
100%.
With his kid, all that. So,
yep.
Honestly, with Chiz, man, it's the end of an era.
Oh, yeah.
Chiz is like the last guy that was like Villapoto era, like riding with Stewart on the Cowie days. Like,
yep.
He is the last of an era.
Yep.
No other way to put it.
Not at all. Not at all.
And the number 11, dude, that's my first number. Let me get a jersey, bro.
Mitchell Harrison, 16th.
Yeah.
Okay. Eli Tomac, 17th. Panicking.
I'm panicking. Look, I am heartbroken for Eli Tomac. And, man, I was like, dude, we just watched him retire. That's it. There's no way he comes back from this one after as long as it took when he came back from the other one.
Yeah, the Achilles.
And, dude, when you're that old, you don't bounce back like you used to.
No.
And now he's, how many down?
I don't even know. He's in...
Should we call Kev and ask what it's like to get beat by a guy with one leg?
He's in 5th place in points. We could.
He beat Starling with one leg, too.
Yeah.
There was an ex-teammate battle going on back there.
Yeah. Well, the funny thing was that at one point I saw they showed Tomac, and I see Kev just riding in front of him, and I'm like...
And then I see Starling, and I was like, ooh, Kev wants him.
And I'm just like, oh, okay. So, yeah, I mean, they say nothing's wrong, or at least not that they found yet.
That didn't look good, dude.
It wasn't good.
Like, as beastly as he is, to ride that bad.
I mean, he's riding with one leg. I'm
sure
he
was going through the whoops.
I was just saying, I'm sure you see the videos of him going through the whoops with one leg, which is freaking insane.
So, how about on the broadcast when they had him in the corner, and he was just fucking grinding on the bicycle? And I'm like, Dude, I would be passed out and dead, and he's doing that before a race. He
Yeah.
must have been trying to stay loose or whatever.
Must be.
He must have a real gnarly Charlie horse or something.
Supposedly the foot peg caught him in the calf, so who knows?
Dude,
I'll tell you what, that reaction was instantly of holy shit, he's really hurt, because he was shaking his head, like pounding on the bike. It looked terrible.
It looked just like the Achilles.
Yeah,
it looked.
Which, to be honest, if it was the calf and whatever it did to it or whatever, if it's not torn, he probably thought the same thing. Because the way he acted was like, oh my god, I can't believe this is happening again.
Mm-hmm.
So
it's yeah. And then when we saw him walking though, I was like,
yeah,
thank God, because I mean it depends on where he's at, but he could start reeling them off. But
I think we're gonna have a couple weeks of slump here, because I don't think we're gonna see anything this week.
I don't think he can afford any slump.
Yeah. I mean, he rode last night, but
gritty.
Yes.
You don't. I mean, yeah, he is a gritty guy, but you've never really seen him have to ride hurt before.
No. Justin Starling, 18th, first main of the year. Whoop-de-doo. Kevin Moran's made the main again, 19th. Got some points. All right, we're in it. We're in. Jeremy Hand.
Jeremy hand job.
Hand job.
He gave Kenny a hand job.
20th. Ken Roxon 21st and Tristan Lane 22nd. All right, so let's talk about that Kenny situation.
Oh, man.
Anything that you thought those lappers did wrong?
I think...
Because there's a lot of lapper talk.
I think Hand
this week
definitely could have tucked it harder to the left and grabbed a line over there. But if I saw some pictures of the lines going up that, and none of them are straight.
No.
I think it's 50-50. I mean, Ken Roxon was in desperation mode. Cooper Webb passed him, was gapping, and he's like, I got to shoot this gap and go. And it was just a racing deal.
I don't blame either of these lappers.
Yeah, I think it was a racing deal. Kenny tried to shoot the gap.
Yep.
And to add insult to injury, the fucking chain
falls off. Yep.
And he couldn't even get the thing started because he had to kick the fucking thing.
Couldn't even get it started to know that the chain was off. Yeah, I don't blame any of the lappers. It wasn't Hand's fault. It wasn't Lane's fault. Roxon tried to shoot a gap he probably shouldn't have.
Poor Lane, dude. Did you see his arm go off Kenny's handlebar?
Oh, yeah. I don't.
He's okay, though.
Is he?
He's okay.
Okay, because when he got up holding it there, I was like, oh, God. And I was trying to, like, watch on the replay, and I was like, I don't really know what exactly that hit, but it's not good.
He landed and went, wow, right off the handlebar. Yeah.
So that was a stinger.
Ooh, yeah. Yeah, Kenny's real lucky that bike didn't crush him.
Yeah, I know. It almost came around and got him. So
yeah, that was a pretty gnarly deal there.
That was a crazy crash. We got a lot of those yesterday,
dude. Yeah,
in both classes.
Oh man, it really sucks for Ken Roxon though, because he was in the game again.
He was.
And I mean that's. I don't think I think Mookie would have beat him anyway. Mookie was the fastest.
Probably. Oh,
Mookie was the fastest guy.
Yeah.
But dude, that's second place, third place.
Yeah.
If he doesn't get Webb back, and he's right in the wheelhouse. But now he's 18 down.
Yeah.
Fuck.
Yeah, I mean, you give him third place, he's got 20 more points. All of a sudden, third place is what? So it's 25, 22, 18?
So if you want to talk about salvaging points, like, Eli Tomac salvaged some points.
Yeah.
He rode around there one-footed, and all these guys weeded their shit, and he...
Man, so think about it. If he ends up third, he's the points leader again.
Who?
Kenny.
Yeah.
He's 18 down. He'd have got 19. 18 or 19. He's leading.
Yeah.
Again.
Yeah.
Going into round 5.
Yeah.
Fucking wild.
Yeah.
Round 6, whatever.
He'd be... It's bummer. A lot of people are bummed. I mean, and I think, well, going there in a couple weeks. Lucas Oil Stadium. But
I still don't think he's out of it here.
We'll see, man. I mean, if Sexton does what he does, and again, Cooper Webb doesn't crack, dude. He's gonna be 5th place or better.
Yeah,
unless a lapper gets him. And I mean, we've been seeing some crazy shit this year. So.
Yeah, we'll have to wait and see. This is usually where it starts to level out here. We're starting to get through the first third,
figure it out, and
we're starting
who's getting hurt, and all
starting
that
to get there. So All right, so that's been your 450 race recap, brought to you by our friends at Worx. Always well hung, just like Justin Barsha. Just want to thank you guys for watching this video. If you guys like this kind of content and you want to see the full show, it's linked right here. If you guys want to make sure that you never miss an update, you never miss a show, a live stream, a bike build, or anything that we're doing, make sure to hit that subscribe button there and make sure to turn on notifications with the bell. If you want to join our members area to help support the show, that's greatly appreciated too, and you can check us recording things live that other people in the general public don't get to see. Thank you guys for tuning in. We'll see y'all on the next one.